Hey everybody, my name is Charlie, and welcome to the full release of IXION. Hope you're having a great day today. I'm excited about this one. We played the demo, I don't know, it was like a few months back. It was definitely enough to get me very interested in playing the game. Technically, I'm pre-release. See the version number down here, but by the time you see this, the game will be released, and hopefully it's all good. And we're gonna see the full game this time and not just the demo. However, I'm gonna hit new game. The game will start basically the same as what that demo did. So we're gonna have mostly the same stuff available to us as that demo. We're gonna build a little bit smarter, I think, this time around. And I might go a little bit faster in how I'm explaining the game today, just because we've already done it before. But I will leave the video to that demo video. I'll leave the link to that in the description. So if you want to have a bit more of a slower introduction to the game, you can follow that video instead. All right, this is an amazing cutscene. Enjoy.
Launch control, we have Tiqqun clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go.
EA algorithm online.
Batista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad.
Minus 30 seconds.
Deflectors out.
PPS Tiqqun to EMD share. You have clearance for final approach.
I just had to watch this scene again, man.
You have been assigned to Tiqqun docking bay.
I just had to watch it again. It's, you know, it's. I dig the soundtrack. I dig the graphics. I dig all those things. But
Welcome on board, passenger.
one of the bigger criticisms, how does the gameplay hold up, right? Because everyone was like, okay, cool, yeah, great, it's got great graphics and good sound, cool. How's the gameplay? All right, well, hey, now we have the full game. So let's take a look at that, right? Let's do that now. We're gonna kind of skip a lot of this dialogue here. I'll have some of this stuff play if it's important to the story, but I'm gonna skip most of it, I think, here. So this guy's not really going to give me a whole lot, and he's gonna chew in the microphone, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this transmission. Okay, first things first, okay? How do we start off, right? We are gonna wanna start off initially by gathering as much of these sites here, right? All of these areas need to be cleared out. This is all debris, and we have to get resources from this debris. And so I'm gonna just kind of do this really quick so that I can get this road kind of prompted. And then I'll go ahead and bring that down because we're going to end up doing that. Okay, so first thing I need to build is a workshop. I get this one for free because it's needed for our roads and stuff to be built. So we're going to go ahead and build that right there. Then our little dudes are going to go out and build the roads, which is what we needed. Second thing is we're going to go in and we're going to get these stockpiles. Each stockpile, these are small ones, they can hold 100 resources. Each one of these can. And it's usually a specific resource. So in this case, I want it to be alloys. And so we can go ahead and clear out alloys and get our road system kind of more complete this direction. I can also clear out these alloys.
Administrator, I have established a connection with Dolus
so that I can have even more of these stockpiles.
Emma Klein.
Once this is done, I'll place one here. Emma Klein, what's up?
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tiqqun, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department has just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munshi, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of Vohle jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a Vohle jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being reported by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Okay, so basically, she's saying, hey, welcome. You serve the Marduk Council. We'll learn a little bit more about them, I guess, as we go. And she's basically saying you're beholden to us and only to us. So, you know, we're in it for our shareholders, basically. You serve the shareholders. So there we go. That's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to get, I think, you know, honestly, this one, I have a lot of stockpiles here, and we don't need this many, but I'm starting off this way for a reason, and we can always toggle them on and off as we need to. So we have another event right here, and this is saying, hey, we need to guarantee access to food supplies. So the game is going to introduce random events, not so random, at least right now these are very scripted in, but as we go there will be more events that will be brought up, or people will, you know, come to us and say, hey, we want things. Think of it like Frostpunk, and usually we'll have to make decisions. In this case, there's only one thing: ensure access to food, which is a pretty mandatory thing, but eventually we'll have decisions to make that will ultimately change how we play the game. So in this case, she was saying, hey, by the way, we can hear all communication on the station. And so we've listened, and we hear that people want us to do things. So we're gonna want to do things. First, I'm gonna go into the docking bay really quick. And we have 3 stations available, or 3 ships that we can have docked. First, we're gonna build a cargo ship. Then we're gonna build a science ship. We'll leave the 3rd one open for now. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is ensure access to food, is what I said I would do. So what I'm going to do, go over here, and I'm going to make this road is what we're going to kind of have open to us in terms of like our ability to build off of. So I'm going to build off of this basically. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my population, crew quarters. I'm going to go 1 tile over. And I'm going to build crew quarters, I think, all the way over. Yeah. So a big row of crew quarters here. And then I can also build another one here and here. And then we'll have this road head this direction and bring the road this way. Right? So eventually this road is actually going to be positioned here. So we're going to end up with it going like this. And it will basically connect all the way through here. And then this road will get eliminated. Okay? So that's the plan on the building for now. And we're just going to have to make sure everything is getting collected. Now this stockpile here is going to be responsible for holding food. So food is going to get stored here. And what we're going to want is for our mess hall, I'm going to place it right here. And I can place another one right up against this here. So we'll end up having 2 mess halls. And I can just put a little bit of road here to connect that. Now, next to this, we're going to have an infirmary. And this infirmary is just going to slam, I guess, right up against this like this. I think that's probably fine. So right here, we'll have an infirmary. And then we can just kind of do that. So this is a very condensed little building area, but it's going to have everything we need, at least, you know, I guess temporarily. It will have everything we need right here. Now, we're using 39 out of 60 power available. So we're obviously going to need a lot more power here as we go. Tech Lab is going to allow us to research things, and that is sort of a big thing that we're going to be, eventually they're going to talk to us about getting this Tech Lab, but I'm going to build it right here next to the workshop. And I kind of feel like I want an extra workshop. It's not necessary yet, but I kind of feel like I'm going to want another one eventually. To make sure we're getting food gathered here. And then as the mess hall gets built, we'll have the food from here brought in and constantly stocked here. Now, you can put the stockpile for food right next to these, but when you gather food, it's got to come from the docking bay. Right? It's got to come from here. So I figured just a place that's kind of in the middle would be okay. And that's kind of what I went with. Let's get this road brought in down to at least here. And I'll just need this thing to go there so I can get this resource.
Incoming transmission from Wildlife Council member Henry Barcheville.
Henry Barcheville. What's up, Barcheville?
Bonjour, Administrator.
Bonjour.
What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I am Henri Barcheville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Mounted Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabeam, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even so, they are a small organization. The Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food while carrying out the Tiqqun's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tiqqun, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our success. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Serve similar space will reveal the pattern.
Okay, so we now have access to a ship that's out in the solar system that can provide us with resources, and we need to send a cargo ship out to do that. So if I take a look at the system map, we can see a couple of things, right? We got magnifying glass above the moon, and we talked about this before in the other video, but I'm not going to make you like go and look at the other video just to see the basics, okay? So we have the moon. We have a science ship. We can send that to the moon and explore this. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the Oceanabe is that ship that has some resources for us. It has food for us, for example. So to get that, we need a cargo ship. Now, I've already built one, so we need to assign it. Let's go to our fleet management, and I can tell this ship that it's allowed to collect food, and will automatically go out and get food, all right, at the highest possible priority, all right? If I click it again, it would be medium priority. If I click it again, it'll be a low priority, and then it's none, right? So go out and get food. I'm also going to tell it to go get alloys, people, and kind of everything. Go out and get things, okay? Not everything, but I guess, yeah, why not? Just tell it to go get everything. You're available to go get everything, but I think probably what I'd like to do here is we'll say that we have a medium priority on these resources and a high priority on food and alloys. I need those if I'm going to build things. Okay. So let's go ahead and real quick. Now I've got the tech lab. This takes 12 power, but you might notice that I also deactivated while he was talking. I deactivated these 2 storages, and that's because my power was going to go over the limit. And I don't want that to happen, of course. So I've gone in and I've deactivated some of these structures so that I have enough available to research. So go to the tech tree. It's not really a tree as much as it is like a big sphere. So this is our tech sphere, and it's like an onion. It's got layers, okay? Just like an ogre. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to unlock EVA airlock first. This takes 30 science. Well, here's the problem with that 30 science. We don't have any science. And this tech lab will produce 1 science every 30 cycles. That's way too slow. Way too slow. So we're going to have to, hopefully, that we can get science somewhere else. So let's go back out to the solar system, and we can see that our science team has arrived on the moon. Let's check this out. So we have a base that's out of commission. It's abandoned and depressurized. It's from the UN, and their surveillance system is still operational. So science team wants to know, what does it want us to do with it? We can exploit the security vulnerability, basically hack into the system, central system, and retrieve confidential data. That sounds good. Or we can dismantle the base. Thing is, we can also dismantle the base after we exploit it, right? You can do both. So we're going to exploit it first, and off we go. Now, some of these events, and not this one, but some of these events might have variable outcomes. So there might be a chance of failure in certain things, and it may yield nothing for you, or it may yield a lot for you. So take that for what it is. If things are a particularly dangerous situation, it may not be wise to do something that's maybe more risky. I don't know if the game's going to tell me when it's risky, but yeah. Anyway, I'm building more living quarters because eventually we're going to get more people. Okay. Tutorial views. There's a lot of tutorials. They are very good. I recommend reading these if you need to be walked through the game. I don't. If I need to be walked through anything, though, I will go ahead and open that up and look at it. And then we have a new notifications thing here, which is more in depth. And so we can actually click this and go right to the vent for the base. I can speak, I swear. We hacked the main computer, as you ordered, retrieved several relevant research papers and data sets. So we can get 10 research for this. Now the only option is dismantle the base. So we're going to go ahead and do that too. We're going to break down that base, and we'll get resources for that. Maybe we'll get some science. Maybe we don't get science, but we get something else. And with that home being online, it's going to be powered down. So I'm going to go ahead and just shut that crew quarter off because I built one too many. All right, so I know it. I overdid the power. I know. It's fine. So we have our power up here, this yellow bar, right? We also have all the other basic resources as well as what they convert into. So iron will convert into alloy. Carbon converts into polymers. Silicon converts into electronics. Hydrogen is just hydrogen, at least for now. We have waste, which we can't do anything with it yet. We have ice, and that will go into food. It looks like, anyway. Ice converts to food. Is that what it says? It might just be the same sections. And then there's cryonic pods, which contain survivors. And then we have just our normal science, and then our total population. And then you can see a breakdown of how the population sets, as well as how much food they need per meal. The food cycle works by providing 1 food for every 10 crew members, and 8 food is required to feed all 79, because, 1 for 10, right? As the crew grows, we're going to need more food available, and this will distribute food to all crew every 5 cycles. All right, so currently have 40 food, and that's in storage. We also have 8 in stock here. We only need enough food in here for the next cycle, so they'll pull it out of storage once it comes time to feed everybody, basically. Okay, so I think I broke down pretty much everything in the map here now. So I think we're done gathering resources from our... Yeah, we're done gathering resources from the map now. And, we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go ahead and just start building. So we're going to go a hopefully we get this research done. I need EVA airlock done. Let's go back to the map and take a look at the moon. Okay, we get 90 science for this. That's fantastic. And we also get 30 alloys. And so the science team will stay here and transmit the science. The cargo ship will go and bring those resources back to the base. So that's what we need. That cargo ship is just going to leave, and it's kind of autonomous. I like how the cargo ships just sort of go out and get things when we need them. So that's good. Now, when we get the EVA airlock, if you haven't seen this yet, it's gorgeous. Once we get the EVA airlock, we're then going to be able to get to the outside of the Tiqqun. Yes, this is the outside of the Tiqqun, and it is gorgeous. I love it. Obviously, we're in orbit of Earth right now, and we got the moon over there, which is sweet. Now, this thing goes around in a cycle. Even though it doesn't graphically match up, a cycle is a full revolution of the station. So it's not days, it's just the station going around, and it's going around enough to give us all like 1-for-1 gravity, basically. Dr. Munchie! I love Dr. Munchie because his voice is awesome. Let's listen to Dr. Munchie.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munchie, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vohle engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tiqqun's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you are equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
So I was thinking about like maybe getting 2 tech labs, but it looks like you could only do 1 anyway. Because 1-for-1, it looks like you can only do 1, so that's fine. So we'll go in and do the EVA airlock right up against it. I was just like counting how many tiles that was, and there is enough room to put another one, but they don't allow me to do that. So I got extra research going now on the insect farms. Insect farms will produce 1 food each every cycle. I think it's just 1 food per cycle. And so just to help us supplement our food supply a little bit there, okay? So we're going to do that research too. Now, this EVA airlock also takes 12 power. Obviously, we're at our maximum power draw right now. And so what I'm going to need to do is shut off the tech lab when it comes time to do this. So I'm waiting for the insect farms to complete. It does. Now I can shut off the tech lab. That's going to open us up for 12 power. And then once the EVA airlock goes online, it won't overdraw our power, which is good. Okay, so Mars. There's a new event on Mars. All the science has been transferred, so let's take the science team and bring them to Mars. Off you go, science team. So the EVA airlock completed. This does 2 things. 1, it enables hull repair. So if there's any hull damage, the hull will be repaired continuously as long as it's enabled. The hull will be repaired, and it takes 2 alloys to repair 29 hull points per cycle. Right, so it's going to start sucking down your alloys, okay? However, the second thing it enables is us to do external construction. And that's what we're going to ultimately need to do to progress this. So we're going to need solar panels. There are 2 tabs, which means there are 2 completely separate sets of solar panels that you can place, and they go in different locations. This one takes 10 polymers, and it will give us 40 electricity. We're going to go ahead and do that. And it'll be where those highlighted bits are there, so you can see that they're going to go there, okay? Now, the second set is going to go in a completely different location, and you can actually have 2 of them. I plan to do that. So we're going to build both of the initial sets of solar panels. And what that will do for us, in case it wasn't obvious, is going to extend how much power the station can generate, and therefore how many things that we can have operational at one time. So as soon as this is completed, build a section of solar panels done. Now we're using a lot less power. So let's turn this tech lab back on. We can turn our stockpiles back on, get access to those resources. And the crew quarters. What's up? Administrator, reports are being received relating to the Barsheville Clane optimization protocols on board the Tiqqun. They indicate that crew members are being overworked. Although Dolos employment contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required, this situation is beginning to take a toll on morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members or reduce the number of concurrently active workplaces. Well, we need more people, so let's go ahead and request additional staff from the Urshanabi. And now we'll have 20 more people that are ready to be brought from the Urshanabi. And since I've went into my fleet and I've told my ship that they can take people, since there are 20 available, the ship automatically goes over to the Urshanabi, grabs them, and I'll bring them right back here. Now the people have arrived, and that should help out. In the sector, we have now 99 people. They are considered happy. Good. And there's all different reasons for them to... The almighty Dolos buff is pretty much the main reason. Then we have conditions. Optimal. So we can have people overworked, but the more overworked they are, the more likely it is that they will have accidents and people will get wounded and morale will drop, right? So we do want to manage that as much as we can. Food, insect farms. Now that we have the power capacity, we can have more insect farms. And I think I'm gonna place the insect farms right here. I'm gonna go 1, 2. There's room for a third, but I think I'm just gonna have this paused for now. And I can have more living quarters, I think, instead here. We have actually, these aren't completely overloaded yet. Each one of these can hold 15 people. And so, I mean, I guess I could just do the math, but we are going to need more because we are going to take more people in. So I'm going to take more crew here, here, and then here and here. And then we'll have this road go all the way across like this. And then this one goes all the way like this. But we'll not have that one. So the road will kind of squiggle that way. This will give us 4 additional places for people to live as we expand. So now it says they're starving, but I think we're still bringing food in from the Urshanabi, so it shouldn't be a huge problem. Mars. So the UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid. So we can repair that for them, and that's great. Or we can repair it for them in exchange for research data. Oh, I ever so like a good quid pro quo here. Yeah, just a little trade, no big deal. We're going to take the Lucian here. And it is going to send 10 polymers and 10 alloys to this location. And we're going to help these guys. A little healthy competition, yes. So we'll load that stuff into the ship, and then it will get sent off to Mars. And that'll be it. That'll be the way it goes, hopefully. And we'll get research data for that. Now, we also need to finish implementing the Vohle engine. This is going to cost us 100 alloys to do. So let's back out to here. We got all of our power online. So the final thing to build on the external of the ship is the Vohle engine. It takes 100 alloys to build this. And hull repair will be temporarily paused during construction. No, we don't need any hull repair because there's no damage. Oh, but we will.
The ship team has completed a task.
We will indeed. Let's go back out here really quick and take a look. So we're just going to get 10 data for this, and we'll go ahead and send that data out. And as soon as that data is done sending, we can then send our science team out somewhere else if we want to. We can go Jupiter, we can go Neptune, we can go wherever, but there is another place. There's another magnifying glass here around Saturn, and so we're going to want to look at that, I think, instead. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Send our science team that way, and you can see our cargo is already making its way back to the station as is now. Okay, Vohle engine is built. It's this ring right here. It's awesome. And we have a transmission incoming.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tiqqun, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable
Sweet.
accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
So we have more crew members incoming. More people being brought in. Bring the remaining workers from the Urshanabi on board the Tiqqun. There's 100 of them. So there are a lot of people that are going to now be coming onto our ship. And so I'm going to have the remaining crew quarters built there. I could probably do even more over here. But, you know, I think actually because we have more crew members now, let's go ahead and get the insect farm online. And we might even just want to do an entire row of them here. But I don't know. We'll see what's up with it for now. Because we may not need that many, or there are actually probably better food options than that too. If I go back to the tech tree, oh well, I can't see the other rings. But now that all of these rings are done, right, we can then go into the next layer of the onion, and I want to grab the steel mill. I have only 21 research though, so it's unlikely that I can get much of this stuff. At least not until after Saturn is done. So there's probably only one that I can do here. And I do want the steel mill. So we're going to say the steel mill is the next thing to grab. Because alloys are going to be harder to get as time goes on. In fact, they are already hard to get because we're no longer breaking things down in here. We can go ahead and resume the next mess hall because this only treats 500 crew. We don't actually have 500 crew, actually, so I could pause that. It's already got all the resources delivered, so it'll be a very easy thing.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the Vohle bonding procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
All right, so this is the guy, the CEO of Dolos, wants to talk to me.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history.
Yes.
You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome.
Pause just a little bit here. I want to get this going while I'm just sitting here listening to him. So Saturn, dark side of Saturn. So a signature trace from an EKP system has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate that the company is not deployed any missions in this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. We can either send a team to investigate, or we can attempt to locate debris in orbit. Once the signature has passed through Saturn's atmosphere, the Newton's team will analyze EKP residues and verify the signature's origin. Or we can send a team to investigate. Now, I may not have time to do both of these things. I don't know. But I can send a team to investigate, and if it does allow me to do this afterwards, then great, because I do need the science.
But most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past.
So this guy is basically full of himself, and I'm gonna have this dialogue line just kind of skip through this really quick. If you really want to hear what he has to say, you can watch the other playlist, I guess, or you can watch the demo video because he says the same things. But we're gonna be hearing enough of him in a second, so you'll get his. Basically, he's saying, "Hey, look, Earth is doomed, man. There's no going back. We gotta explore the stars, and this is our task. And only my vision, yeah, pretty much, is capable of doing this. Only Dolos can do this, and so that's what we're on about. So, research-wise, now we have access to the steel mill. This is gonna allow me to gather iron and turn it into alloys. At least that's my hope. What I could do with construction now, because I have unlocked it, is I could get the probe launcher being built, and that's going to go right over here. At least that's where I'm going to build it. The problem with the probe launcher, though, unfortunately, is going to take 90 alloys to build this, and that will be the remainder of our alloys, and I really don't want to have all of our alloys gone. So it's kind of a, I don't want to say chicken and the egg situation here, but kinda, because the main issue we're going to have with this is that I am not going to be able to send out probes to get resources until I have enough alloys to build this, and then I also won't be able to convert the iron until I have enough until I have probes. So there's a little bit of a resource thing that we're going to have to look at in a second, but maybe Saturn has an answer for us that will answer it for us. Maybe they'll provide more alloys. Maybe they'll provide a whole boatload of alloys, and then we can keep going from there. So event is available. Here we go. Science is available for extraction. We've sent the prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to be a variation of EKP. We've stripped it down and recovered schematics. There we go. We're getting schematics, but we're not getting the debris. We kind of had to choose there, right? That's one of those decisions where it's like, okay, well, we got the science, only 10, but we didn't get any resources, and it probably would have been better, honestly, to have the resources. Let's have our science ship. I mean, I don't even know if there's a reason to go to these other places. Maybe we'll have new science in these other places. Let's go to Venus and see if we can get anything there. There doesn't seem to be any events, but we could try it. So what we need to do now is we need to move the Tiqqun in orbit of the moon, and people who saw the demo know where this is going. We're gonna go like do this. We're gonna say move the Tiqqun. Yep, we can move it anywhere we want. We can move it to Venus. It will be a squiggly line to get there. Yep, go around the sun, basically. There we go. However, we're supposed to go to the moon, so that's what we'll do. And it will take 0.7 cycles to get there, and all the power from the main grid will be diverted to the EKP systems during the 0.7 cycles. Sectors will be powered by batteries during this time. Doesn't it look awesome? It just looks so cool. And if you go back to the view, right, you can actually see it, and it looks different than it used to. They've changed it to where you're kind of, in a way, you're kind of bending around the Earth, you know, kind of using that little bit of gravity there, but it's still a straight shot to the moon. And I really wish they would maybe stop firing this engine a little sooner, but it is what it is. Graphically, it's fine. It's more than fine. Look at this. Just. Oh man, super beautiful. Look at that. Ah, that's nice. Okay, so we're in orbit of the moon now, because that makes a ton of sense. And then all we need to do now is initiate the Vohle jump via the button in the planetary system. And this is how we basically get to the end of where the demo was, but we pick up where we left off right there, huh? The one thing I wanted to see, though, is whether or not we actually have anything going on Venus. And it just doesn't look like there's any reason to go here, unfortunately. So going to these places without any of those magnifying glasses is kind of a waste of time. All right, so we are going to want to bring our ship back over and bring it back to the Tiqqun. All of our ships need to come back to the Tiqqun. I am going to build a mining ship, because we're going to need it eventually. So we'll go ahead and have the stuff brought over there, just to make sure I don't run out of resources to have one. And at this point, I think we're pretty much ready to fire the engine. So we got 40 power available, and the mining ship is done. Okay, we have a mining ship now. So are you ready for another epic cutscene? Yes, all the power from the main grid will be diverted to the engine during the half-cycle charge preceding ignition. Sectors will be powered by batteries during this time. There we go. Here we go. So now we're charging the Vohle engine. Vohle battery charging. And it's done. And now we just commence the jump. Here we go.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tiqqun Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the Vohle engine.
You're giving us something. Here we go. It's still a big old cluster. That was definitely more impactful the first time I saw it, but still, it's like, why in the world are you testing this near the moon? Okay, now welcome to all the new stuff. Let's see what happened.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics.
Complete, huh?
Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within Vohle jump routines.
Oh?
Vohle engine critically damaged.
Security breaches.
Hull integrity compromised.
So it was sabotage then? Is that what you're saying?
Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system.
Ah.
We are receiving no communication signals from Earth. Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Activating Marduk survival protocols. New mission objective established.
Great.
Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet.
Okay, so it appears
Urgent issues requiring immediate attention.
that we've...
Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
Okay, it appears as though we didn't...
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Yeah, the moon is still back here. So we didn't jump distance. We didn't actually move anywhere. It would appear as though we've jumped... Ooh, there's... Whoa, there's the Earth. What? Okay, hold on. So it would appear as though we've jumped through time, right? They said the mission clock does not match the apparent advanced state of the solar system. So it would appear, based on that we jumped through time, not so much through a distance. And we had apparent sabotage. There's security breaches, and our mission parameters are different. So everything kind of wasn't checked. We didn't triple check before we hit the button, apparently. So there's the Earth. Tutorial, hull. The hull gauge represents the structural integrity of the station. When it reaches 0, The Tiqqun will be unable to sustain life on board. So that's a lose condition. So we need to stock up. We need to make sure we have enough alloy available for our EVA airlocks. Also, maintenance crews. Whilst EVA airlocks do not have to be powered all the time, having a few active can prove critical if something were to happen. Also, management. Do not let work pile up. If a sector's working conditions are intense, there's a higher chance of an EVA airlock experiencing an accident, thus becoming disabled. All those things are bad. We currently have half the trust, 55% trust in the administrator. Okay, so people don't necessarily trust me. And then we also have hull integrity. It says 900 out of 900, but it's depleting now. So we're going to need to push these alloys to keep the hull integrity intact. That's the new thing. All right, that is our new thing. So we can start by, I think, going ahead and hitting this button. And this will activate hull repair. And we can start putting in 2 alloys into 29 hull points every cycle. And because of that, we should be able to keep the integrity to 100% because it is just a little bit more than its depletion rate. So we should be able to keep it operational by doing that. However, it is going to slowly drain every cycle 2 alloys. So we're going to need to find a way to get more, and we're going to need to do so quite quickly. All right, let's take a look at this. Switch to auxiliary circuit. Administrator, the Tiqqun has suffered an overload. During the conception of this mission, many plans for prototype buildings were stored in my memory. With knowledge gathered by our exploration teams, we can adopt them. Stanford's team locked field data to make these plans viable, yet we can realize their full potential. Batteries will allow the Tiqqun to function on an auxiliary circuit when the energy supply system fails. Understood. So we want to be able to switch to an auxiliary circuit. We also have a couple more things, so let's take a look. Administrator, you may have noticed that the moon is broken apart. No, you don't say. The crew are aware of this, and many rumors are spreading throughout the station. You will have to make an official statement. So, Dolos has many enemies. Something must have happened during the test jump. Being such a high-profile event, it was a perfect opportunity for them to strike and sabotage our plans. It's our fault. Despite our robust security measures, a system failure at the exact moment of the jump caused the engine to drag a part of the moon with it into self-similar space. This failure has caused humanity dearly. Our mission now is to rebuild. It was humanity's fate. Evidence suggests a great deal of time has passed in the solar system. The moon's destruction is obviously a consequence of humanity's selfish and warlike instincts. So, we blame it on someone else. We blame it on ourselves. Or we blame it on everyone. Okay. And say that it was inevitable. Okay. Well, I mean, we don't know that it was sabotage, but we do see the security breaches, which could lead to sabotage. It's probably better for us to blame it on someone else, right? Certainly shouldn't blame it on ourselves, because then that just implies that we're incompetent. We don't want to sound incompetent. We want to sound like, you know, there's a problem. And honestly, since we do have evidence that there was a breach, I think I'm going to go with this. Dolos has enemies.
The crew's trust in your leadership is
No.
falling.
5% down on trust for that. Okay. I don't know how bad it would have been with the other ways, but 5% doesn't seem like that big of a deal. Are we the last of us? Oh no. Administrator, the crew are asking a lot of questions about the state of the Earth. Munchie behavioral algorithms predict a decrease in productivity of 22%. If those questions go unanswered. So as administrator of the Tiqqun station, you should find some answers quickly. So commit to sending an expedition to Earth. All right, so now everything's new to me, so I'm going to take a look at this. We have a couple of things. Feed the crew. Resolve the event, the ghosts of the Urshanabi on the planetary system map. Feed 1,000 crew members. Okay. We have 200 on board. We want to also build a probe launcher. That's something we absolutely have to do, but I'm really short on alloys. But it's like I don't have a choice. I have to build that probe launcher. So hopefully we find some more alloys. So first things first, we're going to want to take and send, I think, to the Urshanabi. We'll do that first, because if there's anything left of the Urshanabi, we might be able to break that down, get the alloys for it, and then maybe that will bring us or get us what we need in order to build that probe launcher. Second thing is, I'm just going to actually put the probe launcher here but I'm not going to connect it up. Ooh, I should put it one more over, shouldn't I? Should I? Should I, though? Do I have access to that road? I mean, I'm going to have access to this road anyway. Better safe than sorry. We'll put it there. So, we'll have the probe launcher plans put in, but because we don't have it hooked up to the road yet, they're not going to build it yet, and that's okay. So the science team has arrived at the Urshanabi. Let's take a look. Urshanabi scan report. Our sensors have detected the Urshanabi. The ship is broken in two. It is not transmitting any signals. Summary of intelligence on the Urshanabi. The phrase, "Whoever helps Dolos is an enemy of humanity," has been dubbed in large letters on the wreck of the Urshanabi. Mummified bodies have been attached to its hull. Okay, well, I mean, you know, clearly someone doesn't like us, but you have to admit, I mean, with time passing, and after this event, nobody should like us. We basically destroyed the world, so I understand that. Gather remaining resources. We'll try to salvage what we can on there. It'll take one cycle to do that. In the meantime, well, we want to research battery technology, which I'm doing steel mill right now. We'll put batteries on the queue. If we ever get any more research, then we'll want to go ahead and do that too. But I feel like the steel mill is going to be critical, like super critical, because it's necessary to take the iron and make more alloy so we can keep repairing the hull, right? Because the hull integrity, you see it drops. And we do actually, you know, punch enough into the hull to keep it from completely depleting, but it's a process, all right? It's an ongoing process. All right, let's take a look right here. All right, we're gonna get 42 food for extraction here, which is okay, but it's not what we wanted. We don't want food. We want definitely more than that. Let's take a look at probes. Well, we don't have the probe launcher, so we can't do this yet. But we'll have the scanner up, and we'll be able to see where iron, carbon, silicon, hydrogen, ice, point of interest, and another point of interest. I guess there's two different icons for points of interest. One that maybe is story related, and one that can maybe get us some science, hopefully. But we can't use those yet because we don't have the probe launcher. So science team, off you go to Earth. I did promise I would explore it, so let's go ahead and do that, and maybe we'll find some stuff on Earth. I mean, the Earth does look dead. Food-wise, we've got only 9 in storage, but again, we are offsetting our consumption by having 3 of these insect farms. Probably a good idea to get more insect farms. I'm gonna place 2 more of these down. No, I'm not. I'm gonna place 1 more of them down because I need to make sure I have the alloys. So 1 more, that's it. What's up here? Administrator, Sector 1 has almost reached its maximum structural load. With more infrastructure surely needed, a new sector will need to be unlocked. Originally, sectors were programmed to automatically unlock after completion of the mission to Proxima Centauri. With the change of the Tiqqun's mission objective, this restriction could be bypassed by manually overriding the gateway lock algorithms. So if I pledge to unlock the new sector within 10 cycles, yeah, I mean, I could do it, but I don't know what kind of resources that's going to take. And then the Tiqqun does not have the resources to undertake this modification. I mean, that's legit. I don't have hardly any resources, but if I pledge it, then I have to do it, right? We've seen what happens if you don't follow your promises in Frostpunk. I think I'm going to say we don't have it yet. That's going to bring the trust up. Okay, cool. So I'm telling people the truth. That brings trust up. We don't have the resources right now. But we could unlock it if I click this. It looks like it takes, 80 alloys. I don't have enough for that. 80 alloys, 1 electronics, 16 food, and 40 people to unlock the next sector. Sector 2. Or we can unlock Sector 6. Actually, on this side of us. I like that. It's like the side you are, the side you're on is on this side of it, yeah. But actually, I wonder, does it? It doesn't. I was like, does it matter which way I'm looking at it? Nah, it doesn't. Okay, let's go back over here. Earth. All right. No signals have been received from Earth. The oceans seem to have evaporated, and the surface temperature has risen significantly since the Tiqqun was lost in orbit. of his last in orbit. Atmospheric readings indicate the presence of strong dust storms and dangerously high levels of carbon dioxide and radiation. Okay. So it's just, yeah, incredibly inhabitable. Scour the globe in search of survivors. Investigate personal location. Find my family home. And then also investigate the Dolos headquarters. I think like this takes less cycles, but I'd rather search for survivors. Because if I take my time doing this, then there's less survivors, right? So let's search the globe for survivors first. You know, survivability is, I think, pretty important. Resources. So, what's the tutorial on mining? I can't do it until I have the probe. So, we're just going to have to wait until I have enough resources for this probe. And I'm thinking maybe if I was to destroy something, do I get resources for that? If I dismantle this? I don't remember if that's the case or not. I don't remember if the game works that way or not, but we're really lacking so many resources we're lacking right now. Let's switch you to electronics just in case we get any. Still have alloys there. Let's go ahead and switch this one to iron in case we get some. Yeah. If we somehow find iron, we should do that. And hopefully we find alloys, though. That's the big thing. So 1.7, 1.6 cycles. I'm going to let this run, and we're going to have to see. Yeah, I mean, we're really lacking here. I suspect hull integrity is going to drop. It looks like negative 28 per cycle. So, I mean, with 900 being what we have, we can last another. Yeah, we can last quite a while, actually. Science team's done with this. Let's take a look. Oh, good. 97 alloys. Beautiful. We're going to get 97 alloys, 149 polymers, and 45 science. It says, transmission from the Newton's team. After a long search, we found nothing but rubble. Oh, wow. Seen no signs of life, not even a corpse. The lunicalism seems to have caused a series of events that have precipitated the collapse of thermo-industrial civilization. The Earth has become a toxic and arid wasteland scoured by harsh winds, now more inhospitable than Mars. Wow. The only remnant of civilization we found was a fallen stele, where the city of Washington once stood. A prayer imploring divine forgiveness was engraved in gold on its surface. Okay, so we'll bring some of those resources back. Let's go ahead and investigate our personal location. Try to find our home. But our cargo ship's going to bring that stuff back. Provided, of course, I've told it to bring all that stuff back. So, yeah, it should be bringing back the alloys first. That's good. So once we get those alloys, we absolutely need to have this. So let's go ahead and build this. Now is the time to just push all the resources into the probe launcher. Which means our hull is going to take some damage. There's not a whole lot of things I can do about it until I find it. The research should be enough to get us the steel mill. We can start processing that stuff. Yep, and then let's take a look here again. More alloys, thank you. Okay, so Summary of Intelligence Administrator's home. There's a huge crevasse cuts through the ground where your home once stood. There's no trace of civilization. But we did manage to scavenge some stuff, and that's 121 alloys and 9 electronics. Beautiful. Okay, investigate Dolos headquarters. The one thing I'm really concerned about right now is food. We did find food on the Urshanabi, and there is, I guess, a little bit to go. But after this, finding food is going to be a challenge. All right, so here we go. Probe is done. Let's immediately go ahead and build one. Got to give something for our mining ship to do. And we're going to need another docking bay, honestly. If there's anything else I can do, need another docking bay. What we need now, though, is this factory. Steel mill. Need to build this before it's too late. Oh, it's just a little bit too big. I can place it here like this, though. It's just a little bit too big. I want to place it here. Yeah, like this. This steel mill right here. Which means I can't place another docking bay here. was really hoping to be able to get another docking bay there. If I move these two, which is totally doable, let's actually switch this to polymers real quick. And then we're gonna shift this off and we'll have everything transferred here instead. If I got this, let's gut these two. And we'll just destroy this road for a second. And by a second, I mean we'll destroy the road. or I can't. Come on, let me do it. Thank you. Okay, so what I want to do instead is we'll bring it out that way. We can place the steel mill here. And if we do so, I guess right up against this would be better, but God, it's just one tile, isn't it? One freaking tile, man. That's a shame. Space-wise, that's a shame. What about here? I could do it here. That would leave me enough room, I think, for another docking bay. I think it would. Let's do it there instead. We'll say that we want, let's see. I need more storage. So we'll put one here, put one here, put one, well, I may actually want to put these back now. If I'm going to do it there, I might actually want to put these back. This will be where we put food from now on. We'll make this a high priority for a second. Probe is done. Let's take a look. Actually, Earth first. Okay, 45 science and 225 more allies. Whew, okay, good. We're not going to die really quickly. So, the converted oil rig, which Dolos used as its state-of-the-art headquarters is gone. Only a few metal scraps remain. You used a converted oil rig as a state-of-the-art headquarters? Starting to understand why things fell apart. Future looking, huh? Only a few metal scraps remain, scattered across an expanse of dusty, cracked earth. There was no sign of survivors, so.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Great. Administrator, to safeguard humanity, we must find survivors and increase the station's population. We do not have time to go through the classic reproductive cycle of your species. Adding new members to the Tiqqun's crew will have a positive impact on morale. Find and collect 500 cryonic pods. That's the new task. Find the cryonic pods. We'll put this one as... I don't really think it matters much right now. We can just determine it later, but I really want this gone. So I need this to become food. It is. So this one is going to become something we don't have. Move all the food into that one for now. And then we'll just get rid of this once it's done. That's done. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this one. And then I want to delete this road. And then we're going to go in and build my steel mill right up against this right there. And I'm really hoping that this gives me enough room to put in another docking bay. Ah, it doesn't. No docking bay can go there. Not even a probe launcher. This thing is just so... Actually, I would be able to get another probe launcher there if I went over one tile here. Oh, same thing with the EVA airlock. Are you kidding me? I might be able to get away with it, but damn. There's just not enough room. I guess I'll have to put other things here, though. That's all there is to it. I need this up and running, so let's go. Road here. And we'll just say that this street goes down all the way and then over like this. All right. This will just be where it is. It's just how it works. No way. No, nothing I can do about it, okay? I'm sure somebody out there will, like, tell me exactly what I should have done differently to make that all work, but it's fine. All right. So let's get these things in. Food is now at least closer to the people, so at least there's that going on. Building must be connected to an active stockpile assigned to electronics. Oh, I don't have an electronics stockpile? Right, I got rid of it, didn't I? Okay, so this one's electronics now. There we go. Okay, so probe. Let's launch this probe. So we want to take a look at probe. We're going to say launch probe, and then we need to scour this to find it. Okay. So we can find iron, silicon, etc. There's lots of like potential here to gather science, which is interesting. Undefined point of interest. I'm more interested in iron right there. Bang. Look at all that iron. And science, potentially. I like it. Can we get both? Be interesting, wouldn't it? Oh, very close. I mean, I kind of want that. Can I have that? Oh, yeah, that's our spot right there. That's a good balance. I like it. Send that probe. And then we'll go in and make another one. And I could do auto build. I guess you can really only hold one at a time. I'm just worried about these resources being sucked down when I could build them for something else. So for now, I'm not going to do auto build until I have a really good supply. Melancholia. Administrator, mission reports from the expedition to Earth are being discussed among the crew. The thought of having lost all loved ones left behind has destroyed morale for many of them. The symptoms of this trauma have now been collated under the medical designation Dead Earth Sickness. I feel like he could have come up with something better than that. Stability penalty, -1, and it's permanent. But we have... Really, people are trusting me, though, because they're happy. As long as they're happy, that's what we need, right? And I haven't gone back on any promises. I haven't made any promises I couldn't keep, right? And I think that's a big deal. Let's go in and, yeah, we'll get maybe an ice storage here in case we get it. And then we're going to need also some storage for carbon as well. And then iron, right? Because, yeah, we have the steel mill is going to be up. So we're going to need storage for iron as well. So let's get iron. We'll go one. I could put it here, but I think better buildings are going to be going over here anyway. Let's actually put the iron one right back here. Since I can't do anything else with this area, we'll just have iron be stored right there. That way iron can just get processed really quick, and then it gets kicked out to the alloy storages around here. I'm good with that. Where's our probe? Is it there yet? Yeah, right here. Venus. Oh, we have something on Venus. Wait a minute. We actually don't know where any of the planets are. Oh, so we discovered a planet. Is that what happened? Okay, sure. Yeah. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Venus wasn't there before. Come to find out, yes, it was. We just didn't know it. So I suppose if we go do something like this, we'll probably find another planet, right? Is that how that works? Let's go send that out. And this isn't an asteroid belt, though, so I don't think there's going to be a planet there, but... Yeah. Okay, that's how that works. We'll build another one. Since we have the resources now, let's go ahead and resume construction of the insect farm. Get that up and running. Now, this is going to start stretching our power a little bit, especially when the steel mill is active 15 power for this. And you can see we're not actually processing any of the iron yet. So we will need to... we're going to need to do something about that. Science ship is here. Let's take a look. Venus. Morbihan. Probe data has revealed mining and industrial infrastructure below the surface of Venus. That's odd. When did they start that? How far in the future are we? Summary of intelligence of Morbihan Station. According to reports from the exploration team, the subterranean site consists of mining infrastructure and a large assembly line. Many embalmed bodies were found in the area. The line seems to have been originally used to fabricate solar sails. Tiqqun engineers suggest that with minor repairs, it could be restarted. Now that seems cool. Restart the assembly line. Dismantle the assembly line. Leave more. I mean, restarting it sounds cool because, I mean, they're manufacturing things, mining infrastructure and stuff. That sounds like a way to get constant resources for a while, doesn't it? So maybe we try to restart the assembly line. Send Lucian out there and see what we can get from that. And then this probe is going to go out to this asteroid belt here. Okay, good. So when that asteroid belt site is finally looked at, I believe, will be able to we'll have the resources I think necessary to open up the new section. So I think in the next video, we'll go ahead and probably eventually get this new section upgraded, opened up, and we'll see what happens when you do that. All right. But I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you do, I hope you guys will hit the like button. That really helps the channel grow. It really helps this the series get out there into YouTube. My name is Charlie. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.